This is John Brewer here at Wellness Within with another Qigong lesson for you. Remember, Qigong translates as cultivation of life force energy. Qi is energy and Gong is cultivation. And I'm sure you already have many ways that you cultivate your life force energy, and I'm hoping to provide you with some activities, some Qigong activities that add to your repertoire. Now, Qigong activities are presented in several ways, sometimes in combination. One is movement, breathing is a second, self-massage is a third, self-massage predating acupuncture, and meditation is another one. We may add also some sound. Sound healing is a form of Qigong, and visualization, the use of the mind's focus, the capacity for imagination to deepen our practice. All of which is designed and has centuries, even millennia old history of being really, really effective for supporting health, happiness, and fulfillment. That's physically, mentally, emotionally, and even spiritually. So here's hoping that some of the practices I'm sharing with you now will be useful for you. So I have a theme for today's session, and that theme is grounding, being grounded. And these activities are designed to support being grounded, because our world can get complex and confusing and challenging. It's not that difficult to find oneself in a state of overwhelm because of all the complexity and challenges, internal and familial challenges, societal challenges, and so forth. So upon becoming overwhelmed, what can happen is we can become reactive and kind of get contracted in our habitual reactions to things. And our Qigong practice can help us to have spaciousness enough to be responsive and to choose wisely when we are confronted with challenges. And so the first activity I'd like to share with you is called beating the heavenly drum. Now, in Qigong, which originated in China, in the Taoist tradition, the old-time temples, most of them would have this large drum that would get struck for two reasons. One, for alarm, in other words, to notify the residents of impending danger, let's say. And the second was celebration. So it's called beating the heavenly drum, and this is a great way to ground because it's just reminiscent of our hearts. The very beating of our hearts is kind of like a drum beat. We reference beating the heavenly drum because it can be a very energetic and yang, active, creative type of expression, or we can do it nice and slowly, and it can be more of a yin, relaxing sort of expression. Remembering that the drum in indigenous cultures, partly, part of its impact or effect was to connect us with the earth and help us be grounded. So also let you know that beneath this YouTube video there are several links for each of the activities I'm presenting. It's always nice to get another take or another teacher modeling what I'm going to present to you. So you have some options there. So let's start off by just doing this in a gentle fashion. So to do that, we're just going to allow our arms to come up. This is the starting position. I'm going to be your mirror, so I'll reference my right hand as my left, so I can function as your mirror. I'm going to take my left hand and sweep it across my body, and as if I'm striking a drum up here that's being suspended. And come back to center and bring the opposite arm up to strike the drum. Do it very gently. Notice the other hand is going behind my back. You may also notice I'm coming off the floor with my heel. That's to protect my knees. Also give me some elevation because I'm rising up and I'm sinking down. Connecting with earth, connecting connecting with sky. So you can see this can be a very nice flowing, kind of elegant movement. And we'll come back here for a moment. Or it can be energetic. It can be a great warm-up for your day. Or to just sort of rejuvenate yourself during your day. So with Qigong, the trick with the breath is to allow it to be long and slow and deep. And we can choose to coordinate the breath with a movement or not. So I'm going to give you the option of coordinating your breathing with this movement. Here would be an in-breath. And out-breath. In, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. Now, you can keep going at this pace or slower, or speed it up with me. Remember I mentioned that sound is part of Qigong, and when one grounds oneself, it sometimes means letting go of things that are disturbing or upsetting, and one great way to do that is with sound. So we can make the sound approximating the sound of beating a drum, such as boom, 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 boom. Okay, woo! I'm slowing it down now. Any sound would be fine. Just invite you to experiment with some sound. Releasing tension, stagnation, tiredness, frustration, and tuning into the energy of the earth to be grounded. So that's beating the heavenly drum. Next, let's relax a bit. I don't know if you chose to do the energetic version of beating the heavenly drum, but whether or not you did, you might find that through deepening the breath and through energetic movement, one can become, let's say, lightheaded or dizzy. So I'm going to remind us all, when we're doing these practices, to keep part of our attention on just how well we're doing, staying in the comfort zone. So if any lightheadedness were to occur, being seated or lying down or taking a break is recommended. And I like to take a little break in between movements, and so in the spirit of grounding, I want to share with you something I really enjoy. It's called the root grounding meditation, and it's related to something we'll do in a little bit called standing like a tree meditation. So in the spirit of grounding, I invite us all to just take a moment to deepen your breathing and do a body scan. Just kind of sense within yourself, maybe scanning your body for any tension or stress, and then just inviting that to release as much as possible. Breathing in and out, relaxing. And also whether or not you're leaning against the chair or whether you're sitting, as I am, toward the front of the chair, in either case, or standing is fine as well, we want to create an aligned spine. And so just have that sense of lifting up on the spinal column, visioning space between the vertebra. And here at the top, we can tuck our chin slightly back without creating tension, and lifting up at the top of the head. So we align the neck vertebra. Whether seated or standing, we can tilt the pelvis ever so slightly forward. Gently, not creating tension, but once again aligning those lowermost vertebrae. Have this sense of being right here between heaven and earth, drawing in the energy the yin energy, the receptive energy of the earth, and the yang energy, the creative, spacious energy of the sky. Now let's access that capacity I mentioned that's fundamental to Qigong of visualization. Continuing that deep breathing, continuing releasing any stress or tension. I would invite you and myself to visualize roots growing from our physical and energy body down into the earth, going deeper and deeper, and spreading wider and wider. Have a sense of rootedness, being rooted to the ground, connected to the earth as a nurturing resource, that yin, mothering energy. And just like the roots of a tree, taking in, drawing in nurturance, energy, like a tree would draw in water and the minerals therein. We're drawing in pure life force energy through those roots, through the bottoms of our feet, up surrounding our body. Pure life force energy. And as we release stress and stagnation and tension, fresh earth chi comes in and fills those spaces with rejuvenation, regeneration, relaxation. And just enjoy that sense, that visualization, that experience of the earth energy moving up through this rootedness and through our connection with the earth. And just sensing for a moment as well the spaciousness above, as if the torso were the trunk of a tree and we had limbs and branches extending high into the sky, far and wide, with big, broad, beautiful green leaves drawing in sunlight and carbon dioxide and creating nurturance from pure space. Traveling down the yang active energy, mixing and merging with the earth energy, creating an alchemical generation of life force, along with our continued breathing in and out from the biosphere all around us, helping us to create the experience of balance and of flow and of harmony. There's a link below this video of a root grounding meditation that you might enjoy that's different than this one. So just yet another resource. All right, let's do some movement. This is another, I love this one. It's a grounding practice as well. We'll just have our feet shoulder width apart. Now with this one, we're going to do the movements first. We're going to allow arms to float up, parallel to the ground. And then we're going to sort of sink down with our knees and reach down towards the earth as if we are gathering the energy of the earth up to our heart. Turn our palms out and press out as if we're really opening our heart to the experience of life. Continuing to open our hearts by raising the hands above the head and then returning to our starting position. Sinking down, gathering, rising up, bringing earth energy up to the heart, extending ourselves out into the world with goodwill, reaching up, connecting with the sky and the earth at the same time, and then coming back to our starting position. Now, if we want to coordinate our breathing, remember it's an option. So long, slow, and deep, coordinated or not. But let's say if we wanted to coordinate our breathing, it would look like this. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in. And while the arms are extended, breathe out. Breathe in as we return to start position. Breathe out. Gather. Breathe in. Open-hearted, extending our best selves out into the world. Breathing out. Breathing in. Connecting to guidance and inspiration from above. Breathing out. And the pure energy of the earth below. Breathing in. Let's continue 2 more times on your own. Relax the arms down, bring the feet comfortably together. Take a few moments just to notice how you're feeling after doing movements and breathing like we've been doing. Qigong, as we are working with energy when we're doing Qigong, it's nice to take a few moments in between and just check in with how things are going within and around you. As you can see, I think, following our root grounding meditation and going into a set of movements like this can be really beneficial. So, I promised you standing like a tree. These all really work well together. So, standing like a tree in China, in the Taoist tradition, going back thousands of years, called Zhanzong. Standing like a tree, sometimes translated standing like a pole. Well, I like standing like a tree a lot better. Yeah, so because it just supports that notion of sort of nature and ourselves as nature, as being really children of the earth. And so standing like a tree, or tree pose, we have similar activity in yoga as well. So we first start off with standing like a tree, with that sense of connection to the planet, really through the bottoms of our feet. And there's a sinking down. And now the sinking down can be just a little ways, like half an inch, just a flexing of the knees. It's also possible to go into a deeper squat if that feels good. But the sense is of sitting back onto a stool, even if it's just slight, with that nice aligned spine. Tucking the chin in, lifting up in the top of the head. And taking a moment just to notice, okay, am I holding tension anywhere? Maybe relaxing the shoulders down. Noticing, is my breathing shallow? Or is it flowing nice and deep? So this is a standing meditation pose, fundamental to Qigong and really all the systems and schools of Qigong. So here we just allow our arms to float away from our sides and in front. Extend it out maybe a foot or two. It's as if you're holding something like a beach ball, a ball of energy, fingertips pointing towards one another. So nice, long, slow, full, deep breaths in and out. You could shift your weight ever so slightly onto the outside edges of your feet. And the eyes can be open, closed, or partially closed with a soft gaze. Great place to do this sort of thing is out in nature, in the backyard or at a park. And in addition to a sense of holding a ball of energy, could be sensing something like hugging a tree. If that appeals to you, if it feels right, just for a few moments, allow the arms to float up to shoulder height. This is the classic standing like a tree or standing meditation posture. And it can be worth it to cultivate. And you would notice fairly quickly that even as we're relaxed with relaxed shoulders, there is some sensations that will occur in the shoulders and upper arms, some discomfort. There's some value of being with that and maybe extending the amount of time standing like this if that appeals to you, or coming back here or just staying here when you're doing standing like a tree. Staying in the present moment, noticing thoughts as they arise, and just letting them go like a little bird that was sitting on a branch flying off, or a cloud passing overhead. Choosing anything to focus your attention on, such as your breathing, the sounds around you, the sensations in your body. And then just relax, draw your feet comfortably together, and take a moment to notice. And appreciate yourself for showing up to try something new or to deepen your practice of cultivating a life force energy. Have more options. So I'd like to conclude with a Qigong verse that has some movements. I will do the movements, recite the verse, and you'll have it here on this YouTube video and also in a link below. If you like the words, you can click on the link below and just jot them down and memorize them if you like them. In the spirit of grounding. Gathering from the yin of earth. Gathering from the yang of heaven. Mindfully mixing the alchemical vessel of myself. I give forth with humility into this realm. With gratitude, I receive from this realm. In this, I am. Gathering from the yin of earth, gathering from the yang of heaven, mindfully mixing the alchemical vessel of myself, I give forth with humility into this realm. With gratitude, I receive from this realm. In this, I am. So concludes this session of Qigong. I hope you enjoyed this. May it be useful to you, beneficial to you in the future. as well as the links below. As always, I wish you health, happiness, and deep fulfillment of life. Look forward to connecting with you in the future, either in YouTube video or maybe even in person soon. Thank you so much.